Diversey, we believe it is our mission to protect and care for people and their environment every day. Pioneering future-focused cleaning and hygiene solutions. Trust the experts to select the best hygiene technology matching your site's challenges and your sustainability vision. Diversey, your global partner for responsible hygiene solutions.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this 12th episode of the BW Hotelier Diversey GM Show Series Season 4. Today is Friday, the 27th of February, and this is our 12th episode already. We are already closing on our week 3. So time flies, and I have a very, very exciting show today and an amazing set of 5 general managers from across the country who you are going to get face to face with. Before we begin, let me begin with a huge thank you to Diversey, our valued partner whose continued support season after season has helped make the GM Show one of the most respected leadership platforms in Indian hospitality. And also season 4 carries our overarching theme, which is India at the hospitality inflection point, redefining excellence across every stay segment. And I'm also delighted to share that this season has opened with our strongest viewership yet. Thank you to hoteliers and hospitality professionals joining us from across India and overseas. Today's episode focuses on one of the most defining narratives of our time. The topic is Scaling Excellence, India's urban hospitality story. Our cities are expanding fast, new micro markets, new traveler profiles, and rising guest expectations. The challenge for general managers is not about growth, but consistency, culture, and commercial discipline at scale. We have 5 outstanding leaders, like I did just say. Let me get straight away into the show and begin by introducing them all to you, and then we get on with the first question. The first general manager on show today is Shyam Kumar, who's the general manager of the DoubleTree by Hilton, Bengaluru, Whitefield. Welcome to the show, Shyam.
Sir, good evening. Thank you for calling me on the show, and good to see you again.
Pleasure is ours. You've been on every show, every season.
Credit goes to you, sir,
All
for hosting such seasons. Thank you.
Next in is the lady of the show, Shilpa Rameja. She's the general manager of the Taj Connemara, Chennai. Welcome to the show, Shilpa. You've been there on practically all seasons. Yes, all seasons.
Good evening, sir. Thank you, and it's lovely to be back. Looking forward to another wonderful session with you, sir.
Such a pleasure, Shilpa. Thank you for being here. Sudeep Sharma, he's the general manager of the rather well-appointed, the Westin, Mumbai, Powai Lake. My first show with him, Delhi boy, not very far from where I live in Delhi. Naughty has to be if he's from Delhi. Welcome to our first show together, Sudeep.
Thank you so much, Bhuvanesh, for having me. It's such a privilege. And I must say, this is my first time coming on the show as a panelist, but I have followed your show. And in this season also, I've followed all the 11 episodes, and I'm really looking forward to have a great conversation with all the panelists and you today.
Thank you for being here. This is the first in a long journey with us. And here is somebody who comes from the city of Nawabs, Sachin Shet, who's the general manager of the Renaissance Hotel, Lucknow. Our third show together, Sachin?
Thank you, Mr. Khanna. This is the second show. Thank you to you. I'm so happy to be back again.
Oh, such a pleasure. Actually, I came over and met you, so that was the second time.
Yes. And yeah, city of Nawabs, but what a transition. I belong to Goa.
I know. Can you imagine? Anyway, so you'll carry some memories.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Last but not the least, the man from Aligarh who moved to Agra and now back in Goa, Samir Jilani, who's the general manager of the ITC Grand Goa, and he's also the cluster general manager Goa for ITC Hotels. Our third or fourth show together, Samir?
Good evening, Mr. Khanna. Good evening, everyone on the panel. Yes, this is our second show on this forum, but we've had the chance of working, and I've had the good luck being called in one of the forums that you attended at
The Wedding Diaries.
Agra. The Wedding Diaries, yes.
Yeah. Thank you for being there, and thank you for your time, Samir. Such a pleasure to have you back. I hope
Always a pleasure, sir.
I hope Goa's treating you well.
It's been kind till now.
All right. Excellent. So without much ado, with your permission, may I begin with the show and get rolling with the first question? Shyam, are you ready? The first one goes to you. Shyam, tell me, Bengaluru Whitefield is a high velocity corporate market. I can say that because I've lived in Bangalore for a while. How do you maintain service consistency while managing constant demand cycles? You know, it's a lot different from your last stint in Agra, but having done over a year now, I'm sure you've got the nuts and bolts tightened up.
Right. But Mr. Khanna, first of all, thanks to you and Samir for reminding me Wedding Diaries. I think that was one of those events.
You were the author. You were the author.
It was even done at my hotel, and very happy there is a recall for it.
Yeah.
So I mean, with the markets between Agra and Bangalore, and as we all know, it's totally different. The kind of clients that we serve, leisure to complete corporate, the kind of demand inflow. You have ups and downs in a week where your occupancies change, and suddenly you might get in a group that you might have to accommodate in the hotel. So what happens is when we work with companies such as Hilton, for example, DoubleTree as a brand, the brand itself helps you do 50% of your job. For example, the DoubleTree cookie, which is invented in 1986. Worldwide, it's now 2 decades of DoubleTree cookie. It's famous and popular. So the consistency in service starts with the arrival of the guest. So it gets covered there where everyone, whether you're checking in at afternoon 12 or checking at late midnight, you're getting a warm, fresh cookie. So that essence of arrival, the arrival scent in the lobby that we maintain, and the brand pillars, like for example, Ritual Hub, which we do in all DoubleTrees in the evening to get our guests back into the hotel and make sure they are engaged with our team members. That's again one of these brand pillars. So what happens with companies like us is having these brand pillars and executing them helps us finish 50% of the job. And then to get more consistency and quality in service, we do have brand standards for breakfast and whether how to set up a room or how quickly we turn around our rooms. And then tools such as Demand 360, forecast reviews or a forecast reports and these help us actually analyze how to prepare our rostering, how to manage our off-peak and on-peak periods for a breakfast or even check-in, check-outs. So I guess the overall essence of maintaining service and delivering it consistently remains with the brand, its SOPs, and making sure the essence of the brand is not diluted. You're implementing it again and again. And the general managers, I feel the checkpoints are those. It's not that hum log naya kuch invent nahi karte hain. The companies are 100 years old companies worldwide. So they have given us the strength and the bandwidth to execute. And that's what we do day in, day out, and we breathe in day out between us and with our team members.
So these are like those checklists and SOPs which like pilots follow when they're in the cockpit.
Absolutely.
However, I think we have to go beyond like building strong relationships and getting into a kind of close personal rapport with the guests without intruding on their privacy, right?
True.
And upping the game. So
and
it's open and you.
And then also recognizing them back. For example, the different tiers of Hilton honors that we recognize within the hotel, the long stay cocktails, where you actually get time to interact with people who are staying with you for a week and above. This helps also to improve any flaws in service that must have happened if it has happened, and gives you that opportunity to recover before actually the guest checks out.
True. So let me, Shilpa, bounce The first one with you. You've been in Chennai now 4 years. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So Taj Connemara, it carries deep legacy, not just in Chennai, everywhere. How do you modernize operations while protecting heritage in the urban luxury setting? Give me a feel in a manner that all the ones who are not aware of what Taj Connemara is and to Chennai and India. So give us a feel.
Thank you, sir. Question which is very interesting, and the word heritage, something which is very, very close to my heart. I think at the Taj Connemara, modernization is not about change. It's about evolution with a lot of integrity. And for me, managing a legacy property means it's just not running a hotel. You're curating continuity, which is 100 years and above, transporting guests into a space where history feels alive. And I think for all our heritage hotels, guests come to these hotels for character stories and the emotional connect it evokes across every experience that we curate, be it rooms, food, and the environment itself, which is a storied landmark. And I think all of us would agree here, our approach as a team is definitely to modernize our systems, our amenities. But at these hotels, it's important to keep the guest experience absolutely timeless. I think personally, sir, having worked at 3 Palace hotels, IHCL Selections Ambassador, and now at Connemara, I've seen how these special hotels require a very, very thoughtful balance between modernization and protecting their heritage. And trust me, behind the scenes, we all operate with a very, very contemporary framework. All your modern data-driven forecasting, your structured audits, and your mobile keys, and all your sustainability protocols. And the most important part is the preventive maintenance, where we have to ensure that the building ages gracefully. I had an interview very, very recent, and I was asked a question how different it is to lead a heritage hotel compared to a very modern, brand new property, like my previous assignment within Chennai. And my first instinct was the new modern hotel was like a child, a Gen Z today that I was raising. While Connemara, the lady Connemara, so to say, I think what came to my mind was Wahida Rahman, which is timeless, elegant, and something all of us treasure. So modernizing our systems, I think that it strengthens the foundation, but we have to maintain and keep the soul alive. And I'm going to pick up from what Mr. Dubier spoke about very beautifully in the first talk show. We protect what defines us and modernize what enhances it. And I think he summed up really beautiful then, sir.
I've been coming to Connemara since the 90s, early 90s. All right. And, or maybe earlier. Yeah, near 90s, was it? Yeah, early 90s. And, these are timeless beauties, like you very, very much said, heritage. You have to protect them. You have to nurture them. You have to care for them. So that's another calling. That's another pull. I would go to such heritage properties as a location and stay there and spend time. Yeah. Thank you.
And so,
Yeah, Shilpa.
waiting not only Southern Spice, but at Raintree.
Oh, true. Sure. Soon.
Sure.
Sudeep, let me come to you with your first. It's a colossus hotel. It's so big. It's so well spread out. The Westin earlier in its earlier avatar as the Renaissance, and now the Westin. You've moved in from Pune. Tell me, Powai blends business, leisure, and lifestyle. How do you balance diverse guest expectations within one urban resort environment? Because there is no parallel to this set of yours within Mumbai.
Yes, it's quite something, isn't it, in terms of large operations? Sometimes, Bhuvanesh, we operate many hotels within one hotel, at times, because Westin Powai, we are sort of like one address and multiple journeys, 777 rooms, huge convention center, 6 restaurants, 15 acres of expanse. We are not a single demand hotel. So sometimes it's like in a day, we may be hosting, a CEO and his team on tight schedule, a big corporate MICE event on the same time in banquets, a couple celebrating their honeymoon, taking a staycation, or a family coming to brunch, at the same time. So the key is not to treat them like the same and customize their experiences. So, we try and segment very clearly. Corporate for efficiency, for example, quicker check-ins, strong Wi-Fi's, quieter areas. For leisure, it's comfort, wellness, views, dining experiences. For MICE and weddings, we have separate celebration spaces like the event venues and outdoor spaces. And I think it's about designing parallel experiences that run smoothly without disturbing each other. And we are like an urban resort. We call ourselves an urban resort, and it doesn't mean just like a passive regular stay. We all know as general managers that the customers want experiences and not just any other hotel stay wherever they go. And we as Westin also, we are like a global wellness brand, and we try to enhance the guests' well-being while they are traveling or celebrating. Curating their experiences for staycation guests. With dining experiences, spa, and on the other hand, arranging a corporate networking event outdoors by the lake, curating wellness meeting menus. Again, it depends on the segment, the expectations, and the purpose of stay. So this kind of lifestyle programming, we kind of keep our leisure guests engaged without disturbing the business travelers. And in an urban resort like this, the energy, the vibe is as important as the facility or infrastructure that we have. So experience zoning is an important theme for us on a daily basis, and it's critical in a mixed use hotel environment like us that we zone very, very carefully in our property. For example, like I said, quieter zones for business travelers like the guest corridors, the business centers, the lobby, the executive lounge. Celebration zones for events, which are a whole separate floor and level altogether. Family-friendly leisure spaces, pet-friendly zone. Some long stay areas that feel residential in our Marriott executive apartment. So if the zoning is done right, the serious corporate strategy meeting and a loud barat can coexist in our expanse without disturbing each other. So I feel an urban resort fails if one segment is compromised. So balance is not just doing everything and saying yes to every segment, but it's designing in such a way that it doesn't clash. So that's how we maintain the balance in the segment experience.
Like you said, this is an urban resort, so how do you get such space in Mumbai without and that too not going vertical, right? And
Yeah,
lording over an exclusive race in a catchment which has no space. My God, you've got more than one can ask for. Okay, thank you, Sudeep. You've given us a good rundown of this hotel, which has had some of the finest general managers, which lead not only India, but also lead global assignments like Rajiv Menon, Hemant Teneti. I mean, just to name two of them, right? So many others. All right. So, okay. Thank you, Sudeep. That was a good start. Sachin, for this Goa boy in Lucknow, and 3 years now?
Yes, not exactly 3 years, Mr. Khanna. Yeah, I'm going to complete 2 years.
2 years? अच्छा चलो दो. मेरे को ये बताओ, Lucknow is happening. It's the seat of the political seat, the governance seat of the biggest state of India. What's the population? 22 crores?
Yeah, approximately, yes.
Approximately, right? And that's a lot. It's bigger than most countries in our vicinity. Tell me, Lucknow is emerging rapidly. What leadership shifts are required when managing hospitality growth in developing urban markets? And you're in a catchment where there are quite a few hotels around you.
Yeah,
Quite busy.
we share the corridor. Our neighbor is Taj Mahal.
You almost share a boundary.
Yes,
Yeah.
we share a boundary.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Khanna, yes, it's been 2 years in this beautiful city. I was in Bombay before this, and people who don't travel to this part of India should actually come and see what Lucknow is all about.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
and when I actually came in for the first time 2 years back, I was amazed with the infrastructure, right from the airport. In fact, the airport now is in lines with the Delhi airport, and the kind of infrastructure
It's
that
much,
is.
much, much better.
Oh, absolutely.
Compact, but much better.
You experienced the roads, the level of cleanliness on the roads. I mean, very, very impressive. Very impressive.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and yeah, like you very rightly said, it's growing at a very fast pace. I mean, the aim is to become a 1 trillion economy. I mean, recently the BrahMos missile facility has been there at Lucknow. So the influx is coming in. A lot of corporates are coming in. So how do we cope up? Yeah. This city was originally known as an administrative city, but now it's a major commercial and a technological hub for North India. I will not only say UP, but North India. And to handle this transition, I think there are three, four key factors, and let's stick to basics. And when I say basics, first is people and talent, because those are the ones who run the show, right? And if you have the right people and right talent, I think 90% of your job is done.
True.
And Renaissance is a very contemporary, very modern lifestyle brand of Marriott Hotel. It's been here for a little over 10 years. In terms of our people first culture, which is one of our key pillars of success, I mean, we live by that value. And we have a very strong onboarding program where the culture setting is done right from day one to all our associates. We also have a very comprehensive and a relevant training program, whether it is a classroom training or a skill-based training. Also, because of the leverage of Marriott brand across cities, like my colleague Sudeep, who is in Bombay now, there are a lot of task force assignments which keep coming up. So, associate who's in Lucknow would have a chance to work in Bombay, So what happens is then he comes with a certain set skill of a metro city, of a tier one city, which otherwise he wouldn't have access to, and then this is an amazing facility. Similarly, tier one can come to tier two cities or tier three cities or an overseas assignment. It's a big learning opportunity in that way, Another thing which I really want to talk about is the Voyager program which we have within the company. Now, this Voyager program is a management trainee program which nurtures the graduates from the colleges. Apart from people and talent, a couple of other things is you must be aware Lucknow got the UNESCO Creative City of Gastronomy after Hyderabad last year. That's a big one.
True.
Yeah. So guests prefer authenticity, and believe me, Lucknow as a city has an incredible depth in its heritage. So what we try and do is we maintain the authenticity in the food, in our offerings. I'll go to as basic as if you come for our breakfast, there has to be a chai counter with bun maska. So.
Good. Chai mein dal ke.
Absolutely, Bilkul, absolutely. If you go on the streets of Lucknow, that you'll find it at every 100 meters.
People who have not done Lucknow do not even know the exceptional depth of F&B, from Tunde ke kebab to your
Nihari.
Appan Bhog and your Nihari and the works. Though I'm a vegetarian, but I know I lead all my friends over there. कहाँ जाना है भाई? टुंडे के जाना है पहले. Or you go to Mehrotra for pan. I don't know whether you have had it or not. Behind
Course.
Ganj. So yeah, I don't know how much of magic that F&B part also you've replicated in a hotel, though I have had food over there, and what kind of pull that generates. Uh, I've seen you head an absolutely stunning hotel. Absolutely stunning. It's an amazing property to have right there.
So our F&B offerings in the hotel at Renaissance are amazing. Some of the best F&B facilities. We've opened up the restaurant last year.
Yeah.
Also, when I said about the breakfast offerings, we have kebabs and we have nihari, we have kulcha during breakfast. So that is something that we want to get on the table. See, luxury is no more about comfy bed or a pillow or the right air conditioning temperature. That's expected. That's given. Luxury is about now personalization. What memories do you take back? That's what luxury is all about. So we try and maintain that. Apart from that, I think stick to your basics, customize, understand what the guest needs, customize his needs, and obviously drive your loyalty program. I think all this is helping us to keep up with the fast-paced growth of the
And
city.
also, this takes away the guest from the mundane day-to-day living elsewhere. Thank you so much, Sachin. From here now, I'm going to take a direct flight from Lucknow to Goa and join my good friend Samir Jilani, where I don't have to wear a jacket or a coat. Samir's done it all across his years. I think over 2 decades of hospitality. I've seen Samir manage the ITC Mughal in Agra. What a property! What an amazing asset! And now, of course, in Goa, he lords over a great asset again. Tell me, Samir, this is your second stint after being a management trainee, doing your run-in in Goa over 2 decades ago. Tell me, how is managing Goa as a cluster head bring scale and complexity, and how do you ensure consistency across multiple leisure assets? And of course, it doesn't need more stressing that ITC stands out with its F&B. So that's another pull. But give us some gyan.
So, thank you for having me, first of all, on the panel, and good evening to
Always a
everybody.
pleasure, Samir.
Good evening, everyone. What I would start by answering, Mr. Khanna, is that the scales are different, but the soul of the entire operation remains the unique Indian hospitality given by all hotels and ITC hotels also over here. So the scale might be different, but it is very important for us to understand as to what different needs of the guest are being met in the different corners, rooms, or the types of hotels that we have. So we have a luxury collection over here. We have a story hotel over here, which is changing every day from a single traveler to a couple to a family to a buyout. The same complexity happens in a luxury collection of a larger scale, from being a single traveler hotel to a family to a wedding to a mice, and it just transforms itself into different avatars across the year depending upon the need and the time. But what I feel is that the complexities remain same throughout in different buckets of heaviness depending upon what is being served or what is being serviced. So what I would say is that it it is run by the same principle of genuine warmth and hospitality, which is much needed. Keeping these aspects clear and a control over them is what the second question is all about. So this all comes out of clear communication. This comes out of a huddle in a week to align yourself with what's happening, to cover the grounds of those areas where you're physically not based out of. you're also looking at a drop in of a surprise, which is not expected by anybody, which makes it a bit difficult for them to keep guessing what's going to happen with the chain of command and control that we all need to adhere to. One does need to share their learnings, be positive or negative, to align everybody and to get them into one thread of union, a cohesive set. So these are certain things which one has to adapt to in order to manage a cluster, and rest I think would be pure service.
Tell me, how difficult was it for you to move from Agra to Goa and have your hands around this business?
I would say that it's interesting to go from a settled position where you were in for the last 4 years to a new market where things are uncertain. They keep changing by the week, by the day. The competition is stiff. We are up against severe competition from fellow hotelier companies, which I hear. So it adds a single or a 3-4 players of us put together against 10 players of one brand, 6 players of another brand put together. So the competition learning is quite severe over here as compared to Agra. The price bands are different. The operational expenses are much more elaborate and well laid out than what they were in Agra.
Challenges are absolutely different. The dynamics are different.
The dynamics are different. The learnings are great, but
and the seasonality is so different.
Yes, and
Agra has its own pull for the Taj. Goa has its own pull for the beaches and the partying over there. But yeah,
it does. But the uniqueness of Agra cannot be replicated anywhere. But the uniqueness of Goa, with due respect to Sachin, Shet, who's from Goa, the uniqueness of a beach resort property can be replicated in the minds and experiences in different places across the world. Because I don't have Taj Mahal or a Red Fort or a Fatehpur Sikri anywhere else. But the beach, the party, the food, the general casino culture, the backwaters or the gastronomy. Sachin is from Lucknow, so that by itself is a great testament, which can be replicated in other places.
True. Thank you so much, Samir. It's always so nice to hear from you and get this detail, the walk down. Now that brings us to the halfway point. With your permission, I'll just take a short 30-second break and circle back to you with the next and final round.
At Diversey, we believe it is our mission to protect and care for people and their environment every day. Pioneering future-focused cleaning and hygiene solutions. Trust the experts to select the best hygiene technology matching your site's challenges and your sustainability vision. Diversey, your global partner for responsible hygiene solutions.
We're into the second half already of this 12th episode. Shyam, may I come back to you with your next question? Tell me, what invisible operational habit most supports urban hotel performance? Give us some clue.
Right. So urban hotels, like I said in my first question as well, they're very volatile, and business peak demands are very, very fragile. I mean, you would know sometimes you're busy, sometimes you might know that on a weekend you're not. So what happens here is there are a lot of smaller touch points and things which organically most of the hoteliers do is, for example, having pre-arrival emails, whether they have gone to the guest to find whether you have an ETA of a client who's coming at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the night, whether you have his car being organized so that somebody meets him at the airport. Because what we understand, the experience of a guest doesn't just start at the main porch, but it starts from the time he lands at the airport. Because with the chronic airports that we have, and especially in the late nights, with a lot of our airports where you have to walk a certain distance, go down one basement down to find your hotel car and then get into the hotel car and come to the hotel. And in Bangalore, as you know, even in late night, it takes easily an hour to reach a hotel, even a late night, hour and a half. So, these are certain things. And then we use technology. Right now, what happened is technology actually helps us a lot. For example, AI. We, at Hilton, we have a tool called Kipsu, where we can continuously chat with our Hilton Honors members even before they arrive. So behind the scenes, we can actually make sure that we're getting ready for his welcome, or making sure even during the stay that his concerns have been addressed. And most importantly, I believe the culture is to empower your team. Because as a general manager, I'm not there 24/7. Neither my HODs are there on the floor 24/7. There has to be a thing where you are realigning your tasks, reassigning your tasks, realigning your workflow, and then ensuring your team members are empowered. The day they are empowered, then you're running an orchestra, which is where you're standing in the center and making sure you're running the tune. Because they should
Very
know.
well said. Your entire operation is actually an orchestra where everybody has to be in sync and in tune and play the right notes. And that's how it is. And also, if somebody is getting out of their home on leisure or official work, and they're getting into a luxury hotel because they want a break from the way they live.
Right.
So, and I think we have to more than match up to their expectation by upping our game.
Yes.
And we've got to keep stretching. Thank you so much, Shyam. And let me also say, Whitefield is not easy.
It's not
Bangalore is a collection of various small cities. I mean, only in India do we have such.
The highest room inventory in India. We are crossing about 16,000 in Bangalore. Highest in India for now.
But also, let me tell you, we haven't even started as yet. If you were to look at the other cities in the world, look at Dubai, look at Abu Dhabi, look at other places, look at the number of rooms they have. Forget about Bali, forget about Bangkok, Thailand, Pattaya, now Vietnam. The magic hasn't started yet. I keep telling people, the best of the Indian hospitality has yet to start.
True, very true.
Right? Thank you, Shyam. Always so nice to catch up with you. Shilpa, I'm coming back to Chennai. Tell me, how do you empower teams to deliver personalized luxury in large format hotels? Large format heritage hotels, if I may say. Because people are coming to Connemara as a destination. कि मुझे जाना वहीं रहना है.
Thank you, sir. Bilkul. I think clear mindset है. And I just met a guest last week. उसने मुझे बोला, Coromandel is a hotel, Shilpa, but Connemara is an experience. So that's why we come here. And I think hearing it from you, it assures again. And I think Sachin touched upon this extremely well when he mentioned about, basics of good room, AC, etc. is given. But what differentiates in terms of luxury today is what a guest takes home. Sorry, I was making notes when Sachin was speaking. So personalized luxury is something, I think it's created by all of us. Colleagues spoke about alignment and assignment, and you had very beautifully put together as an orchestra. I'm going to use this at the hotel with my team, so.
We are actually an orchestra. All parts have to be in sync.
जी sir. And I think जहाँ desync होता है is where this term called empowering team comes in, so that it's back on track. And for a larger hotel, I think this is with an orchestra, sir, also an absolute multiplier. So though our systems and SOPs give us this consistency, but it is our people, who are trusted to make those decisions, who curate the emotional connection with our guests to be able to provide that customized luxury today. And I think seeing a guest leave speaking of the warmth and predominantly the lightness, the comfort they feel during the stays, I think the strongest validation of an empowered team as a general manager. And for us, if they understand what Tajness is in terms of our colleagues, when it comes to warmth, it comes to grace and anticipatory service, I think they're able to very confidently, handle situations at every touch point without waiting for any approvals. And that immediacy today is differentiating the efficiency and the emotional impact on a customer. And I think a colleague from Bangalore touched upon AI. but I'm sure all of us on this call, this session today will also agree that in an industry like ours, emotional intelligence still is our biggest differentiator.
Oh,
And
absolutely. Absolutely. Emotional intelligence, you take that away from hospitality and it'll just collapse.
totally so.
We're
So I
not,
think at
we're
this,
not, we're not in a machine environment where everything is done by robots.
totally, sir. And it can't be. It has to be intuitive, has to be very heartfelt by all our customers.
Absolutely. And very personalized.
Very personalized. And I think I'm taking a liberty to also speak on behalf of IHCL and at Connemara. I think empowerment is not something which is declared, so it's something that we live every single day.
How beautifully put. Thank you, Shilpa. That's very valuable and good. You made notes of all the parts that our friend spoke. Yeah, valuable. Sudeep, my second question to you. Tell me, it's a given that you had a large urban resort over there. If you were redesigning urban hospitality for the next 5 years, what would fundamentally change? What is it that you would redo or add on or whatever?
It's a brilliant question, sir. But before I answer it, let me add to what Shilpa and you just said, and it kind of resonated with me. So I thought I'll just add another line to it. We spoke about inventory and the number of hotels, let's say in Bangalore or in other metro cities. I think the scale in terms of how companies define is a little overrated. The way our industry is growing right now, it's pretty exciting. But I think the future belongs to the company who would produce most leaders in the coming years rather than just number of rooms and number of hotels. To be able to deliver the consistency and scale the reputation as they grow the number of hotels. Coming to the question that you asked in terms of design, it's all about knowing the customers. The expectations of the customers are clearer. And it's around design which is simple and easy, not adding layers but removing the friction. And the service needs to be intuitive. The spaces need to feel more functional, I feel, than ornamental. So, better space utilization. You spoke about how big my hotel area is, and the real estate nowadays, urban real estate is so precious that every square foot, needs to be counted. So we need to have more functional spaces. Technology, again, plays its part, but I think technology, AI is a little too overrated, and I absolutely agree with Shilpa. EQ and empowerment and the authority that you build within the teams kind of becomes a part of the design that you imagine. It's not the design and the aesthetics in your hotel that basically saves the day for you on a busy week or a busy weekend. It's your associates and your team leaders who can take sound decisions, who will actually carry the reputation. So it's not building only, it's not the aesthetics, but it's building smarter and calmer operations, stronger leaders, and give experience that are seamless. And no urban hospitality can scale excellence without having that soul in the operations. So just to conclude, make it less layers, less friction, make it smooth. It's not just about aesthetics and the building, it's also about creating that culture and the team, and it needs to be thought about at the design stage to make it easy for the team rather than just keeping aesthetics in mind.
So, Sudeep, you've spoken about the team a few times in your response. Tell me, how do you've obviously you've held the hand of somebody to learn the tricks of the trade to be where you are. Much as you were somebody's understudy, what do you do apart from your daily checklist to develop future leaders under you?
I'm still in my own developing, stage, sir. But, there's one specific thing I do. Um, I keep my Saturday as people day. It's very, very difficult otherwise in a large and busy operations like ours to have a check-in with every single person. Every Saturday, I kind of take some time off to meet some key managers, a half an hour chat without any agenda to understand what they're doing, what they're thinking, what is their plan, discuss opportunities, huge companies. So we have opportunities coming all the time, in different hotels. Um, have a chat with him in terms of what they can develop and grow in their profiles, which can help them get another job. Uh, Tell them where their strengths lie, to motivate them, keep them encouraged. And just a regular HR check-in, if I may, to keep that engagement going with them. And it really helps. Sometimes it's very difficult for you to be able to have a discussion with your banquet manager, for example. Sometimes very difficult to have one-on-one with them for months. But when you put a structure like this, you inevitably, end up meeting all your key managers at least once a month. So that's something that kind of came on top of my mind when you asked, because it's very, very important to keep your team engaged.
That's very valuable. And I think we owe it to the coming generations and to the organization and industry. Thank you so much, Sudeep. Uh, Sachin, I'm back to you. Can you imagine? We just spoke. I don't want a short response as in this to my next question. Tell me what KPIs, which KPIs matter most today beyond just RevPAR?
Sure, Mr. Bhuvanesh, yeah. RevPAR is one of them, this is a very interesting question, and I'll spend a little bit more time and tell me if I'm crossing the limit. I would put people first, we are a people first industry, employee engagement. Take care of your associates, have a meaningful engagement activities with them, have training programs, have a career progression path. My colleague Sudeep just spoke about, every Saturday he takes time off. I do something called as coffee with associates, and it is open to everybody. So 7, 8 associates come in twice a week. I spend half an hour with them between 4:30, and I just have a chat with them. You get a pulse of the what they are speaking, and it's not necessary to do with hotels. You just talk about their families. You get a pulse of this. Make them feel important, make them feel part of a family. Yeah. As a general manager, you are responsible for a lot of stakeholders. You manage a lot of people, and one of them are your associates, apart from your guests, your vendors, your ownership, area office. But I think people come first, and that's the reason we keep on saying now we need leadership with a lot of EQ and not IQ. And this generation, you
This is
deal
what I
with.
think even Shilpa spoke.
Yes, Shilpa spoke, Sudeep also spoke, and it's a very interesting. If you deep dive a little bit, you deal with different age group of generations, right? From people who passed out of colleges, 21, 22 years old, to a different age group. So the way you handle them, you need a leadership with a lot of EQ. So employee engagement is number one KPI. Because they are happy, they're going to take care of the guest. Let's get that right. That's the foundation. Second, obviously, is guest sentiments.
Absolutely, I was coming to that.
You need to get a pulse. And why I put it second, Mr. Khanna, is if people are not taken care, then your guests are not going to be taken care of. And guest sentiments are very, very important. And in the age of social media, you get various feedback from various portals. Be close to the guest.
You have to be grateful that you get that feedback.
Absolutely. 99% of them do not give a feedback, and that's not good. So be close to your guest, understand what they want, how you make the guest feel is the foundation of our industry. Ultimately, let us not forget guest is a king. We learned in our when I was with the Leela Atithi Devo Bhava. Guest is God, guest is king. So I keep reminding our associates, our HODs, our managers that please, do not forget this and take it up in your briefings. And like I said earlier, personalized service is now luxury, moment of truth. How many times you connect with the guest and how many times you can have a meaningful conversation and,
So tell me,
engage the
you
guest.
said you've taken care of you've listed employees, employee engagement,
Guest sentiments.
guest sentiment. What's third?
Third, I feel is your guest loyalty, repeat business, and brand advocacy.
Mhm.
Very, very, very important. And for that, we have a very strong loyalty program called the Marriott Bond
Tell
Watch
me,
program.
does the ownership also come anywhere in your scheme of things?
Not directly, not directly in this.
No, in the sense, your ownership engagement and how you deliver for them uh, is going to be crucial for them to invest again with the brand and in the industry.
I wouldn't say it wouldn't be fair to put it as a part of the KPI.
Yeah,
It's an ongoing process, everyday process, minute by
true.
minute process. Like I said earlier, as a GM, you need to handle your guest, you need to handle your associate. One of the key factors is handling your ownership well, because you are the medium of communication between the area office and the
Between the
hotel
brand
and the
and
owner.
the,
Yeah. So that wouldn't be a part of the KPI. It's a everyday process. It's an everyday process.
what next? What else?
I think the last one would be sustainability. Let us not forget that. You want to do your business really well. You need to
But
take care of your.
sustainability has moved beyond plastic bottles now.
It's moved much beyond plastic bottles. So, my married colleague Sudeep would know about it, how extensively we drive this. It's not just about plastic bottles. It's a complete software that we operate on, and it's called Mesh. And we track sustainability in a very, very structured way. And Marriott being such a large company, I think we've got access to some wonderful software wherein we can track this on a really systematic way. But let me tell you another thing, all this is good, but if it's not tangible and if it's not measured, it's of no good.
Oh yeah, anything that you do
What
to be measurable and should be reviewed.
what gets
Thank you so
measured gets
much.
done.
I'll move to Samir now, Sachin. Samir, tell me, I want to come back to you with a question that I specifically wrote for you. Uh, being such a senior hotelier, what advice would you give aspiring leaders entering India's urban hospitality engine? This, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not a hotelier, but having worked in this industry from the outside for now over 12 years, this industry is so damn different. People who've not worked in this industry do not know what they're missing. This gives you salaries, perks, careers, and such large assignments which you can't even imagine.
So I'll just start off with a small anecdote or inspiration. When emails came into our lives earlier, so the signatures were not very systematically put in. You could put a little bit of fonts here and there, but means requirements had to be put, which were mandatory. You could use different fonts and colors. I took the liberty of extending that signature to a very small line in caps, and that read very specifically for many years till standardization came was diamond is a piece of carbon which got it right under pressure.
Oh, how well said. Say that again.
And
Diamond is a piece of carbon.
Diamond is a piece of carbon which got it right under pressure.
True.
And that was something which inspired me from wherever I read it, and it stayed with me for a very long time and still does. So I start by saying that you have to burn like a carbon and then only get to be a diamond, which means you have to consistently and constantly keep changing as a hotelier through different aspects of learning and self-learning, relearning, and all those aspects put together.
True. You have to
Also,
go through the
besides the
grind.
regulars, which we all know about, is yes, you have to go through the grind. You have to pay respect and always put the basics at the helm of things. Be it a decision making or be it a part of your learning. Number crunching definitely is a part of it. Eye for detail will always remain a part of it. Standards, obedience towards them, respect towards them, holding them at the highest will remain a part of it. But few things which are human, as some of you have already said this before, and I extended by adding on that hospitality is a very selfish pleasure. When I say this, it predominantly means that it feels great to make somebody feel greater. And that is something which you have to always keep in mind if you want to enter the arena. In a boxing match, it is the agenda is to hit your opponent and knock him out. So the agenda when you come into the hospitality industry is to be selfish in giving that selfless service. Besides this, I would say give before you ask. Very important. I can demand high ARRs, but I have to give something in return. And it's both multifaceted for the guest as well as for the employee for that matter. Persistence, determination is also a few key elements and traits that you have to keep in yourself when you come into the industry. Relationship. We all spoke about EQs and how this is a human industry. I think making, nurturing, and enhancing and keeping those relationships are the most important thing that one has to keep in mind when they come into the industry. Little things matter. Keep that always in mind. Articulate intentions. That is also very, very important for everyone to understand. And appreciate the journey. You have to appreciate from where you moved into where you are right now, because in 2004 when you were getting your punch out at 4 o'clock in the morning, you prayed that you could come in easily and be a journey. You did achieve that. Measure it, enjoy it, appreciate it, and I think don't go to bed angry. That's the biggest thing. Whether you have had the issue of the financials not being met, or your team not disappointing you in a guest complaint, or the guests being unreasonable, whatever the reason might be, do not go to bed angry. It
I
sounds
completely agree.
basic, but I think it means a lot in today's time. It means a lot in today's time because we also have evolved a lot as hotels and hoteliers and individuals and professionals. So I think the need of the hour, as Sudeep said, is to bring out new leaders. The only reason that we have to first is to create a bench strength of people who are ready to come in the industry. If they are only not available to remain in the industry, for us to unknowingly drift into the AI mode with what all we know is going to happen. So
I mean,
I'll leave it.
I also think, Samir, this is one industry which is unforgiving because there may not be a second chance.
So there's a very nice quote. There's a very nice quote by Will Guidara, which says that service is black and white, hospitality is color. And I think anybody who enters the field has to be not giving just service; he has to be giving hospitality.
Oh, absolutely.
I'll only end it by saying what we do at our home when our guests come is what we need to do for our guests who come to our home as a hotel. Simple.
True. And also do for the others what you'd want the others to do for you.
Well summarized, sir. Well said. I could not say it better.
I don't think This episode could have had a better ending. I think Samir has given us a perfect ending. He's given us a lot of bites, which I'm going to go back to him and pick up, and these are going to be part of tweet, right? Uh, I have absolutely enjoyed this episode. I've, I'm so blessed to have you, grace this platform, grace the show. You enrich it. It's been absolutely amazing. What I've come out learning so much today from what Shilpa, you've said, Sudeep, Shyam, Samir, and you, Sachin. And also, this, unlike any other industry, it is the forge, bureaucracy, and hospitality which gets you to travel across cities and serve across different brands and hotels. What an absolute amazing industry. I think in my next Janma, I'm going to be a hotelier. Right. So that's a good choice. I should make notes eternally somewhere to catch up in next life. Thank you. Having said that, thank you so much. Before I go away, uh, um, typical SOPs that I have, please catch us on the next show next week. And that'll be episode 13, 14, 15, and 16. That'll be the fourth week. Uh, and I'm to the farthest and bringing in general manager. This year we'll have between 180 to 200 general managers who'll speak on the show. Before I go away, let me just sum up all parts of each speaker's speech within a few words. Shyam on operational discipline in corporate hubs. Thank you so much. Shilpa on blending heritage with modernity. Sudeep on managing lifestyle complexity with such an amazing urban resort. Sachin on leadership in emerging cities. He's in Lucknow, so that's an emerging city, more than an emerging city. Samir on cluster excellence and leisure markets. He's done it, and he's given us a lot of sound bites to think over, to digest, and carry forward. I'm so blessed. Thank you, and my heartfelt thanks to all of you for such thoughtful insights. And season 4, like I've said, has opened to very strong numbers of viewership. And keep supporting us, keep watching us, keep sharing the show with all your colleagues across WhatsApp groups, your platforms, within your company, and keep watching us and follow us on social media. See you again at the next General Manager, the GM show with a new set of general managers. Until then, stay inspired, stay connected, and thank you so much. Thank you, Shilpa. Thank you, Samir. I'm going in an ulta order now. Thank you, Sachin.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Sudeep. This was your first show. We'll have you back over time. And last but not the least, Shyam. And before I sign off, a huge thank you from all of you. I'm leading the show today, but from your side, I'll also thank Team BW and BW Hotelier who are managing the back end day in and day out, 24/7. It takes a lot of planning to produce each episode. Thank you again. Do well, keep shining, keep smiling, and stay connected. Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Namaste.
God bless you.
At Diversey, we believe it is our mission to protect and care for people and their environment every day. Pioneering future-focused cleaning and hygiene solutions. Trust the experts to select the best hygiene technology matching your site's challenges and your sustainability vision. Diversey, your global partner for responsible hygiene solutions.